Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey if you're new here, and if you are new here, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. As you read by the title, today I'm going to be telling you guys how I passed the NCLEX in 85 questions after failing in 150 questions. So yes, I passed in my second attempt, and as y'all see, I am a nurse. I am a registered nurse. I have my RN BSN. I went to an accelerated BSN program, and I was able to obtain my BSN in 15 months. The first time I took the NCLEX, I failed in 150 questions, and honestly, I thought that was the hardest test of my life. I've taken the TEAS test, I've taken the ACT, SAT, but it was something about that NCLEX that just ate me up the first time. But I do feel like I had a couple, contributing factors on why I did fail the NCLEX the first time. If you haven't watched that video, please go ahead and watch that video. I will go ahead and link it. Basically, y'all, I had a lot going on. I literally got into a car accident the night before the NCLEX. Yeah. So that alone was just threw me off my entire game. And then on top of that, my car was totaled. I had to drive my total car an hour to take the test because I scheduled my NCLEX an hour away. So it was just a lot going on, y'all. It was literally a lot going on. I don't know if it was my nerves and my anxiety, or did I just not properly prepare. I graduated May 5th of 2023. I scheduled to take my NCLEX June 30th, 2023. So I had a proper amount of time to study. So the first time I studied, I used Saunders, Kaplan, and UWorld. Oh, and Mark K. So out of those three, I would definitely say Kaplan was the hardest. Then I would say UWorld. The thing with UWorld is their rationales are very, very detailed, and they're very in-depth. If you're that type of person and you like the detail, you're very detail oriented, I think UWorld will be very good. They have very good rationales. Saunders was not challenging at all. I think I finished all my Saunders questions in like one night, honestly. And Mark K is very informative. Mark K, honestly, y'all, I swear by Mark K because he literally breaks down the NCLEX. Like, Mark K is awesome. Mark K, I want to say like he used to work for like the NCLEX. Don't quote me, do your own research, but I want to say like he used to work for the NCLEX or something like that, or like make questions for the NCLEX. So listen to his videos. If you don't listen to him, at least get a study guide, because the first time I studied for the NCLEX, y'all, I listened to all his videos, okay? I listened to 1 through 12 of all his videos, and he goes through everybody's system, literally head to toe, and he goes over meds, and he goes over OB, he goes over psych, he goes over everything. Mark K, chef's kiss. Mark K is definitely part of the reason why I passed the NCLEX the second time. And the first time, he helped me a lot the first time, because it's just certain things that he helps you with, helps you remember, that you just won't forget come test day. I took all Kaplan's readiness assessment and CAT exams, and I passed them all. CAT exams, I passed in like 85 questions, some of them, and some of them I passed in like 150. Saunders, like I said, I really wasn't as challenged. And then UWorld, I pretty much passed all their assessments. I didn't do any CAT exams on UWorld. I just did practice questions on UWorld. But Mark K was literally a lifesaver. I just went in, y'all, and I took the test. Like I said, I had a lot going on as well. But once it started getting to like the hundreds, because if you're doing really good or really bad, it'll cut off at 85. So once it got to 86, I was a little anxious. 90s, I started getting anxious. But once that 100 hit, I was like, okay, it cuts off in 150. So I'm not gonna say I lost motivation, but it was just kind of like, I don't know, I just started answering questions, because it's a very long and drawn out exam. You get breaks. You can even take a snack in there. Like, it's very long and drawn out. So it just got to a point in time, I just feel like I was kind of over it. But I did push through, and I feel like I tried my best throughout the entire exam, and that's why I think I did fail in 150. Like, that says something. Failing in 150, it does say something, because it didn't cut off, So I was doing something right. When I got my CPR report back, it literally said like I was above passing on some and near passing most of them. I was only below passing, I want to say like 3 of them. And it was like farm and like stuff I knew I needed to work on. I failed in 150, y'all, and the next 45 days, I studied my behind off, okay? Like, I literally took the test on my 45-day mark, or I want to say around my 45-day mark. I took it in August, and I studied my behind off. So I'm here to now give y'all tips on how I passed the NCLEX in 85 questions. First, I scratched everything, okay? Like, I took a break. I literally took a break. I took a week to be in my feelings. Like, your girl was so sad. I was down bad. I'm not gonna lie, I was crying. I was a sad girl. But after that, I got back on my feet and I just tuned everybody out. I tuned literally all distractions out. I tuned like everything I needed to tune out. I tuned out. So I quit my job because I just felt like at that point I was working at the hospital doing another job. And I just feel like RN is my career. My career is to be an RN. So what am I working for if I can't be an RN? Because at that point when I failed the test, I had to push my start date back. So my goal is to be an RN. So this CNA job, safety attendant job, that gotta go. So I quit my job. I deleted all my social medias. I'm very extreme. I am the most extreme person. So like literally I will go to all heights to get to what I want. Okay. So deleted social media, quit my job. I cut off all distractions. Like for 45 days, I didn't like really go out. I didn't really do anything other than like go out to eat with my family and like little family events like 4th of July, like little things, Father's Day, like little cookouts or whatever we had at the house. But for the most part, like I literally focused on that exam. The way that I studied is Archer. I used Archer and I really like Archer because one, the questions are very good. They have readiness assessments, and I believe the way that Archer works is if you pass 4 or 5 readiness assessments with high or very high, then you're like 98% predicted to pass the NCLEX. So y'all, I took so many readiness assessments. I want to say I took like 15 readiness assessments. And then I would ping pong back and forth. So one day I'd take a readiness, next day I would take a CAT. I think I only failed like 2 CAT exams. But the rest of them I passed. And Archer's rationales are very good. Another thing I like about Archer, I think I bought a 45-day trial. Another thing that I like about Archer is they have videos. So I would do a video a day and then take notes on the video, and then I would do a CAT or readiness exams. And they have videos on literally every body system. So they have videos on cardiovascular, respiratory, integumentary, GI, GU. They have 3 medication lectures, which are amazing. They are long and drawn out lectures, but it's worth it. They have OB, peds, they have everything. They have prioritization, they have management of care, they have literally med administration. They have like literally every NCLEX category that you can think of, plus body systems. And I love the way that Archer tracks your progression. Is very strategic. It's on point. They calculate everything. They tell you what categories that you're weak in, what categories that you're high in. It's literally amazing. So I used Archer the entire 45 days. And since I had already listened to Mark K's 12 lectures, I was like, okay, I don't need to listen to those 12 lectures anymore, because one thing about the Mark K lectures, y'all, they are long, okay? Like, Mark K's lectures are super, super long. And, you know, like, for me, the first time when I listened to Mark K's lectures, I will be, like, doing something. So I'll be jogging. Like, I'm a runner. I like to run. I jog, like, every day. So I would be, like, running, you know, be like jogging, and I would have it in my ear. It wasn't like I was like just sitting listening to Mark K. No, I would be like washing dishes and listening to Mark K. I would be like doing my hair and listening to Mark K, like cleaning the bathroom and listening to Mark K. It would be that type of thing. And then when I need to, you know, stop and take notes, or like if I need to jot something down on my phone, jot it down on my phone. Of course, simple nursing. We love Nurse Mike. Over here, we love Nurse Mike. So if you don't have that full subscription of Simple Nursing, please make sure you get that full subscription. Like, I'm not gonna lie, my classmates had Simple Nursing in nursing school. I've never bought Simple Nursing, okay? Like, I've never bought Simple Nursing, but my classmates had Simple Nursing in nursing school, and they let me use their subscription. Simple Nursing is amazing, especially if you're a visual learner. I am more of a visual learner. I need to see animations. I'm more of a hands-on. Don't talk to me, okay? Do not talk to me. Like, show me. So give me a visual. Give me something that will help me remember this topic and help it stick to my head. So I think Simple Nursing was amazing for that. And I didn't use Simple Nursing for everything. Only things that I feel like I needed to focus on, or only things that I needed to really brush up on. This brings me to the next point. If you are a visual learner, in nursing school I use picmonic. So this is not only for the NCLEX, but in nursing school I use picmonic as well, and I use my classmates picmonic. Picmonic is for those visual learners. If you are visual, picmonic is where you need to be. It really gives you a picture with what you're learning, and it breaks it down visually for all my visual learners. Right now you can use my code Casey Monroe and you can get 20% off of your picmonic subscription. In nursing school, my first semester, especially in pharmacology, y'all, I was struggling, and my classmate had picmonic. She had the full subscription for, I want to say, a year, and she let me use it, and it broke it down. They have visual audios, they have like literally everything you need, pictures. The visuals are amazing. Picmonic is a great tool for if you are a visual learner. I would definitely 10 out of 10 recommend. And like I said, right now you can get 20% off of your subscription to picmonic with my code Casey Monroe. So please make sure you tap into that if you are a visual learner. I made sure that I really tapped in. Like I said, I did something every day with Archer. I did do a little bit of Kaplan the second time preparing for the NCLEX, but I only did focus exams. So I only focused on pharmacology, and then I did another readiness assessment, and it said I was ready. And again, y'all, I vlogged this entire experience. So if you need to go back and look at like my weekly vlogs preparing for the NCLEX, when I failed the NCLEX, literally, y'all, I documented all that. The first time studying for the NCLEX, everything. So make sure that y'all tap into those videos as well. But yes, y'all, I used Kaplan a little bit. And then the second time, since like I said, I used all those, I already listened to the Mark K lectures. I just went ahead and I had his notes printed out. Y'all, TikTok is another good tool. I was on TikTok. I was watching people's stories of people who failed the NCLEX, how they prepared for the NCLEX the second time. I was watching YouTube videos, just hearing somebody else's story to know like you're not alone, or even to hear somebody else's story so you don't end up in their position is better. Like that's the reason I make these videos, and I'm on YouTube and I'm so vulnerable because I want to be a voice so y'all don't make the same mistakes as me, okay? Don't be me. Don't do what I did. I want y'all to be better than me. Yeah, I definitely tapped in and listened to like a lot of people's experiences and a lot of tools that other people use. So yeah, like I said, Archer was my best friend. That was the main tool I used for the second time taking the NCLEX. But of course, I dabbled and dabbed in other things. Like I said, there's so many different resources. Registered Nurse RN is amazing. Mark K's lectures, Chef's Kiss, Nurse Mike, Chef's Kiss. You got Picmonic. You have so many different tools out there, y'all. So just tap into whatever works for you. I know some people in nursing school, they were flashcard people. Some people were flashcard people. Some people were visual learners. I was all around, y'all. Like some days I wanted to read the textbook. Some days I wanted to be a visual learner. All I wanted to do was watch videos and look at pictures. Other days I wanted to be a T-chart girl. Like right now, different graphs and maps. So it's really, y'all, find your way of learning, and I think that will work best for you. But as far as softwares for the NCLEX, if I had to rate them, y'all, I'm gonna be real. Archer did not challenge me, and I was really, really nervous. Compared to Kaplan, Archer did not challenge me. I'm gonna be honest. I was passing everything on Archer with high and very high, and I was passing all my CAT exams, y'all, and I was so nervous. I was like, oh, I'm too good at this. Especially after an unsuccessful attempt. After an unsuccessful attempt, like you're feeling like, oh, you know, am I good at this? Am I not good at this? Archer, I was too good at, and I'm not gonna lie, like I was really, really scared. I was doing really, really good at in Archer. So for me, I've pretty much done every NCLEX software. So if I had to rate them just for softwares, I would definitely say the hardest is Kaplan. Number 2 would be UWorld, and number 3 would be Archer. Because the first time I took the NCLEX, y'all, that was the hardest exam I've ever taken in my life. I'm telling y'all, I've taken the SAT, I've taken the ACT, I've taken all of that. That did not compare to that NCLEX. None of that. The TEAS test, none of that compared to the NCLEX. But my second time I took it, after doing Archer, I watched all the videos on Archer. I think when I finished Archer, Archer gives you like over 2,500 questions. I think when I finished Archer, I only had like 500 questions left. So I did over 2,000 questions. And then including my first time studying for the NCLEX, I probably did like 5,000 questions, y'all. It was crazy. I did so many questions preparing for the NCLEX. The second time I took the exam, y'all, I went in and I thought I was doing bad. And it cut off at 85 questions. It's the craziest thing, y'all. Like I went in literally and I was like going through my test, and I took one break, but I took an unscheduled break. So the NCLEX does give you scheduled breaks, but I took an unscheduled break. and I went to the bathroom, and then I came back, and literally, y'all, the test cut off. And I thought I was doing bad. That's the crazy part. Like, I really thought I was doing bad, but I guess I was doing good. I guess I knew what I was doing. But it was really, I mean, I'm not gonna say it was hard the second time. The second time wasn't hard. It was honestly like almost too easy. So I really changed up my study habits. I really recommend having a personal notebook, like an NCLEX study notebook with nothing but your NCLEX stuff. Another thing, y'all, have a study calendar. I cannot stress that enough. Have a plan. Have a plan when you're studying for the NCLEX. Like, know what you're doing every day. I had a 6-week study calendar from Archer. Archer has study calendars. They have a 3-week plan, a 12-week plan, and I want to say they have a 3-week plan, a 4-week plan, and a 6-week plan. I did the 6-week plan, and I literally printed it off online. They might have a 12-week plan too, I don't know, but I printed it off, and I had something to do every day. I knew what I was doing every day. Like, I would wake up and I'm like, okay, today's a cardiovascular day, so this would be my day. I would wake up and I would like eat breakfast, maybe go on a jog, and then I would do the Archer lecture. Now, mind you, y'all, those Archer lectures are long. They're like 3 hours long. So I would listen to them speed it up, because those lectures are long. And the lady who teaches those lectures, she is very detailed. She's great, but she is very like, it's giving nursing school lecture on Archer, okay? That's the best way for me to explain it. It's like a nursing school lecture. So yeah, I would listen to like a cardiovascular lecture, and then I would maybe, like, if I needed extra help on something, then that's when I would go and watch like a Nurse Mike video, because Nurse Mike is gonna break it down a little more. Like, Nurse Mike, he breaks it down to a 3rd grade level, and that's why I like Nurse Mike. Nurse Mike is gonna make you understand. Like, he breaks it down like the average Joe on the street will understand Nurse Mike. Like, if you have any, like, without prior medical knowledge, you can understand Nurse Mike, and that's what I like about Nurse Mike. Then after that, I would, like, you know, study and review my notes, and then I would do a test, or I would do a readiness exam or a CAT exam, and I would flip-flop them every day. But I always did 85 questions a day. 85 questions a day, y'all. I did 85 questions a day. And then after I took my test, of course, take like a little mental break or whatever. I would take mental breaks in between too, y'all. So I'd take my little break, and then at night, that's when I would go over rationales. Make sure you go over your missed questions, because there's a lot of helpful information in those missed questions, and write down why you got it wrong. I think that's a part that really helped me a lot. Like, don't just look at it and be like, okay, I got it wrong, whatever. Write down why you got it wrong. If you understand it, cool, move on. But if you really don't understand it, write it down, because when you review later, you'll be like, okay, well, that makes sense. Honestly, y'all, do what works for you. I'm so happy and blessed that I passed the second time, y'all. I'm a registered nurse. I feel good. I'm excited for the future, for what's to come. Like I said, the second time I passed that 85 questions, and I knew I passed. The first time when I failed, y'all, I walked out the test center crying. I literally knew I failed. Like, my intuition is very sharp. It's on point. So the first time I was like, yeah, I failed. The second time I was like, yeah, I passed. Just make sure you're very dedicated. I know some people, like in nursing school, and some people who took the NCLEX, they're like, oh, I didn't study at all. Great for you. Love that for you. But for me, I have to apply myself a little more, and nothing's wrong with that. Like, I literally have 2 degrees, y'all. I have a bachelor's in science and sports medicine and kinesiology. And then I have now a BSN, a bachelor's of science in nursing, and I'm an RN. So do what works for you. Like, literally, like, don't make anybody, you know, because sometimes listening to too many opinions can mess you up. Like, I'm gonna be real, because the first time I was studying for the NCLEX, I was still working at the hospital, like as a CNA and a safety attendant and all that. And I was listening to so many people, and like, you know, I'm not a dumb girl, I'm intelligent. So a lot of people are like, oh, you have nothing to worry about, you don't need to study, blah, blah. And I messed around and failed. You feel what I'm saying? So follow your intuition, follow your heart. You feel what I'm saying? Don't listen to other people. Just because they were able to not study for a test in nursing school and pass with a 98, that don't mean that you can. Or maybe you are that type of person. Kudos to you. Love that for you. Like, I ain't even hating. Shoot, I wish I could do that. You feel what I'm saying? But for me, I gotta apply myself a little more. Like, for me, I had to study in nursing school, or I wasn't passing the test. Like, I studied in nursing school, y'all. Like, I really studied. Like, Some things I don't have to apply myself for, but for nursing, that's something I have to apply myself for. And that's why I'm so transparent on my videos, and I try to give y'all advice and stuff like that, because me, I'm one of the people who, like, I gotta go through the motions for real. Like, I gotta go through the motions of it. I really gotta put in the hours and study. I really gotta, like, you feel me? I'm not one of the people who just get things overnight. Like, I remember I was talking to so many people who had already taken the NCLEX. Oh, I didn't study, I just took it. I graduated and took the NCLEX the next day. Like, for me, no, I'm not doing that. But like I said, kudos to y'all. If you're like that, congrats. That's what's up. You feel what I'm saying? Because even being in the nursing profession, it's people like that. Like, people who just get stuff. Me, you gotta sit me down. Let's break it down a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not a dumb girl, but you just gotta break it down. So anyway, I'm not gonna keep on rambling. That's basically how I passed the NCLEX in 85 questions after failing 150 questions. If y'all have any questions, comments, please leave them. I love how we're growing. I'm loving my channel right now. Like, my little channel is flourishing so much, and I love it. I really do. I love it so much because, like, I love the community that I'm growing, and like all the love and support that I'm getting. It's like, wow, like I rocks with y'all. I really do. So yeah. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out, but please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And if you have any questions, please leave them down below. And I'm so excited, y'all, for this journey. Like, I'm gonna take y'all along with everything. Like, literally, y'all gonna see every step of the way. I'm so excited. I love y'all so much. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.